What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Tony Bruce TV. I'm your host, Tony Bruce, and today we're going to talk about whether you should sign a deal or stay independent right after the intro. What's good, everybody? And just like that, we back. I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of Tony Bruce TV. I'm your host, Tony Bruce. Don't forget, if you like the content we're putting out on this channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and punch the hell out of that notification bell so you can get all the content we put out on this channel. If you feel like any content that we're putting out here can help someone that you know, make sure you share that with them also. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode, we're going to talk about whether you should sign a deal or stay independent. And this episode is going to be more so for, mainly for like rappers, singers, and songwriters. But, there's all type of other deals you can sign as well or choose to stay independent. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what are your top 3 goals with creating music? Are you creating music for fame? Is it that you want a lot of money and status? Or maybe it's something as simple as you being able to, travel the world and do what you love. So whatever your goals are, you must understand that this is a business, and a business requires strategy and effective planning if you want to be successful. So you also have to understand that if you don't have a big budget to pay people to do certain things for you, you're going to have to learn new skills, and you're going to have to sacrifice your time or barter with other creatives for services. This is where a label can be very beneficial by providing a staff to back your music if you're a top priority. We've all heard the stories about, other artists getting signed to labels and disappearing or getting albums shelved, because, for whatever reason the label feel like, that's not hot enough, or it could be some other tension. A lot of times things go on behind the curtain that we don't know nothing about. So there's also that variable you need to take into account. However, there are those stories about how record labels prove very beneficial for some careers of many artists and musicians. So look at it like this. Major labels are there simply to add gas if you already got a fire burning. So you have to already be grinding and putting music out before a label even deals with you in most cases. So look at major labels as big investors, and investors invest to eventually get what's called, ROI, or return on investment. So you have to have a track record of success before they will even invest. So if you have a large following, a reputation for selling out shows and selling merch without labels, you will have more leverage when negotiating contract terms when a label calls you, or when a label reaches out to you. So as an indie though, on the other hand, you have full control of your business, but it's going to require a massive amount of work and a lot of sweat equity. Sweat equity, pretty much like I was saying earlier, you're going to have to learn new skills. You're going to have to barter your services with other people's services, so you can get what you need to get. Creating your action plan, like I discussed in my previous video, y'all make sure y'all check that out, and remaining consistent, you will reach your goals and your milestones that you set for yourself. So as an indie, having a great, dependable team will be a key part of your success. So don't just have a bunch of lazy motherfuckers hanging around doing nothing. Put their ass to work. I suggest partnering with a fellow artists and musicians, to, in a way create a think tank or a mastermind group. I'll discuss creating a mastermind group for success in a later video for you guys and gals, but that's pretty much it. You want to get with other creative minds that match your hustle or above your hustle, and you ladies and gentlemen, y'all want to create a think tank or like a mastermind group so y'all can discuss ideas, bounce off tools. Look at it as a support group to help each other out, a support group to help everyone get closer to their goal. So we're going to go ahead and recap. So pretty much record label, the pros are getting with a record label. You're going to have a professional staff, big marketing and promotion budget, tour support, and major endorsements. The cons, advance money, when you hear about those artists who get those big advance money, look at advance money as a loan. So we all know that a loan is money someone's going to give you, but you're going to owe that back. And a lot of times it's going to come with some type of interest. So advance money is loan money that you owe if you don't sell enough. It may not be top priority on the label, and sometimes you can get shelved. Potentially potential loss of creative control, shared profits, and usually a big chunk if you have no leverage in the deal. A big chunk of your assets, or not assets, but your profit will go to the label if you have no leverage. And if you in a lot of cases, you signed a bad deal. So the pros of an indie, let's go over the indie. The indie pros are you get to keep creative control, you control how your brand is marketed, you keep all your profits from your music minus the overhead costs like staff and supplies. So the cons, you have to hire people to do certain tasks, or you're gonna have to learn skills and do it yourself. Unless you have a rich relative or an investor, with where you got like a large budget. Outside of that, you're gonna have to learn it yourself or contract other people or freelancers. Fiverr is a great place to find freelancers. You need to move more strategically, pretty much, if you're an indie. Very strategically when it comes to like spending your cash. Also, you need to handle all of your admin paperwork, like copyrighting songs, registering your songs, getting licenses for use when you have to get certain, when you get to a certain status level, even asking permission and clearing samples if you want to use a sample in your song. I know I left a few pros and cons out for both, but hopefully you ladies and gentlemen, you kind of, get the gist of it. Just look at it like this. If you're an artist and you want to retain your master rights, keep 100% of the profits, keep complete creative control, and you music business savvy, you willing to learn the music side of the business side of the music business. You're willing to learn how to edit your videos to a certain degree. You know how to learn, to kind of make your own logo, your album artwork, or whatever the case may be. Then independent is going to be more for you. But artists, if you want more freedom to work on your music and you don't mind taking fewer profits and you want more exposure, then signing a record label is for you. But whether you choose to stay independent or sign a record label, still always be willing to learn all the aspects around your music career. As far as definitely on the business side, because I like to say that a lot of times when it comes to the music industry, it's like talent is only like 5%, and the other 95% is all paperwork, business, making sure you got everything in order. Sometimes if you have some extra money, why not just reach out to an entertainment lawyer or a trademark lawyer, whatever the case may be. Reach out and pay that retainer fee, or pay that one-time consultation fee, however they do it in your city. But reach out to a professional so you can get some professional advice, so you can know what you're doing. Make sure you're doing everything right, get yourself covered. Definitely when it comes to signing a contract, any kind of contract, if it's big money involved or something involved really with your life, you you don't really know what's going on, then you need to reach out to a lawyer. Not your homeboy that may flip houses and deal with contracts sometimes. No, I'm talking about go to a lawyer or a professional that specializes in what you're trying to do, and you'll be much better off. So pretty much that's my discussion today on whether you should be independent or sign with a label. At the end of the day, that's really up to you. What are your goals with your music? Like I said, if you want all the creative control, then you're gonna go independent. You're just gonna have to put a lot more sweat equity in and learn new skills. But if you don't want to do all that and you don't mind taking a cut on your profits and sharing it with the record label, and potentially not having control of your masters, then you go with a record label. But like I said, record label comes with a team, so it's kind of like you gotta pick your poison. You're either gonna work hard, be independent, or take a pay cut and let somebody else do the bulk of the work. So at the end of the day, that decision is up to you. Just make sure that you always learn about whatever it is you're trying to do when it comes to this music business, whether it's licensing or making money off streams. Learn what you need to do. Don't be afraid to go pick a book up. And you already know how I do. I got a book I got to leave y'all with. And this book right here is probably a classic. And this right here is All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald S. Passman. That's all you need to know about the music business by Donald S. Passman. If you have anything in particular you would like me to cover on this channel, just make sure you leave that in the comment section. I drop videos every week. If you feel like this video can help someone, in your circle, make sure you share that with them also. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, punch the notification bell so you can get all the latest content I put out. My name is Tony Bruce. You can catch me on Instagram at Tony Bruce TV and on Facebook at Tony Bruce Music. So that wraps it up for another episode of Tony Bruce TV. Until next time, remember, make moves, not excuses, and I'm out.
They like, Tony, what you doing? I'm just soaking and renewing. Yeah. Wildflower burning, waking, baking, barbecuing. They like, Tony, what you doing? I'm just soaking and renewing. Yeah. Wildflower burning, waking, baking, barbecuing. Now you can find me in my lab.